Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our tarot reading for the week, so if you guys want to get a message from the cards, please come on in, have a seat, and we'll get started in a moment. Just a few things before we get to the cards. Number one, if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons, and that way you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I've included a list of my social media links, some timestamps, and a list of the decks I'm using for this reading in the description. So if you want to get in touch with me outside of YouTube, you can. If you want to skip around in the video, you totally can, because my videos do tend to run long. Also, I am available for private readings if that is something you would like to do. There is a QR code somewhere in the frame. That's going to take you to my tip jar and my commissions page. If you're interested in that, please let me know. Please consider it, but definitely follow your heart on that. It's available as an option, not an obligation. So yeah, follow your heart on that, and thank you for your consideration on that front. Okay. If you are new here, hi, hello, my name is Meg. I will be reading the cards for you today. I hope the message is resonant and helpful for you. I'm going to be looking at some oracle cards, and then from there we'll be moving into our tarot cards. And I hope that gives a complete picture of the energy going on right now. I also have a bonus reading at the end, so stay tuned for that if you want to watch the whole video. Again, that's why I timestamped the readings. If you just want to see the bonus reading, you can do that too. So yeah, I'm done rambling now. Let's get into the cards and see what we need to see. Okay. All right. Okay. So we're going to start with intuition. Good place to start. Good place to start. Okay. We're starting with intuition. Okay. There's our intuition. Okay. We've got intuition. Okay. We've got the first chakra, which is Archangel Michael. First chakra, Archangel Michael. Okay. Okay. All right. We have being in the flow, which says, I am in the flow of the universe. Okay. Okay. Being in the flow, I am in the flow of the universe. Okay. Okay. And we have waking the lion. Okay. Okay. Waking the lion. Cool, cool. Okay. So this is fun. Okay, because the first thought I had was you gotta trust your gut. You gotta trust your gut. You gotta trust what you're feeling, what you're sensing. Okay, that's exactly what your intuition, it's not gonna steer you wrong. Okay, especially if you're in a situation where you might not feel as grounded or rooted in your your sense of self. Okay, your first chakra, if I'm understanding this correctly, is your root chakra. Okay, so this is what connects you to the energy. Okay, it's what connects you to the energy around you. Okay, it's what gives you a creative energy. Is what if I'm understanding it correctly. Okay, it's also judging that this is reading red to me. This tone is reading red to me. So I'm going to associate that with passion, fire, it's there. Okay, you have the passion and you have the fire to do something potentially creative. Okay, you know what that is here. Okay, and what this is saying, being that you have this intuition energy here, you're being advised to just let it happen, go with the flow. Okay, go with the flow. There's something here that is going to potentially become clear. Okay, I feel compelled to say that there might be some things that you can feel yourself moving towards those things, whether that's consciously or unconsciously. Okay, um, but you're being asked to trust your gut, go with the flow. There's a creative energy that's happening here. Okay, and excuse me, and there's a sense of this energy here, being something that you've maybe waited for. Okay, you've waited to you've waited to have this happen to you. I think instinctively you've known that, okay, this is important. I need to be aware of this. I need to be prepared for when it happens. Waking the lion, I think, is the immediate image I get from the tarot is the strength card. Again, I can't guarantee that. Okay, I can't guarantee that we're gonna get that card. I'm gonna say this. I said this in another reading. I have 4 decks I have 4 tarot decks that I'm gonna pull from in this reading. It might happen, but I'm not guaranteeing it. Okay. There is a sense of needing to tap into your strength, your innate strength. Okay. We don't know where the current is going to take us. Okay. And this is why we're saying trust your intuition. Okay. Trust your intuition, go with the flow. You're strong enough to do this work right now. Okay. Okay. So there is that. Let's dig into our tarot and see what we need to see. I'm going to get some main energy from our tarot, and then I'm going to look at some hidden and clarifying energy for it. So let's dig in and see what we need to see. Okay. What do we need to see? All right. Okay, we're going to start with the Seven of Swords. Okay. Okay, we're starting with the Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords. Oh, we have the Chariot. Oh, perfect. We have the Chariot. I have the biggest goof smile on my face right now. We have the Seven of Swords, we have the Chariot, and we have the Ten of Cups. Okay. Okay. So, bestie, I want to highlight the Ten of Cups right off the bat because this is something you have been waiting for. Yeah, this Ten of Cups is something you have been waiting for. Okay. You've been in a period of time where things have not been totally clear. Okay, the Seven of Swords is kind of something going on behind closed doors, some information you might have needed to know, some things you could have benefited from knowing. Okay, when they got revealed, it's like, okay, could have been helpful to know that, right? You've moved away from the frustration and the hurt that came from the Seven of Swords situation. Things weren't clear, okay, but you said, you know what, the situation happened. The situation happened, and I've chosen to move on from it because my happiness does matter. Okay, my happiness matters. Okay, my peace, my peace, my well-being, all of those things matter. Okay, and I've chosen not to dwell in the pain of this. Okay, I've chosen not to let my mind dwell on the pain of this. Okay, because I don't want to hold that heaviness, those emotions attached to that. You moved on from that here, and you were clear. You were clear that you weren't going to stay here. Okay, you were clear that you weren't going to stay there because the Chariot is very much about the forward movement. Okay, I need to go here. Okay, my gut is telling me I need to be here. I need to be here. I need to be here. Okay, and you were so clear, in fact, that you weren't gonna let the pain of the Seven of Swords energy, this deception, this ulterior motive, whether that's from you or somebody else, you weren't gonna let that hold you back. Okay, you weren't gonna let that hold you back because remember, we have this intuitive energy coming through. Subconsciously or consciously, you knew that staying where you were wasn't going to be helpful. Okay, it wasn't going to be helpful, and your happiness was hanging in the balance. Okay, your happiness was hanging in the balance, and that isn't, you might have been able to sustain that for a little bit, but the thread was too thin. Okay, the thread was too thin, running the risk of cutting it off. Okay, cutting it off unintentionally. Okay, let's see what else we need to see. Okay, what else do we need to see here? What else do we need to see? Okay. Okay. Well, we have the Eight of Swords. Interesting here. We have the Eight of Swords. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. Okay. Eight of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. Okay, we have the Eight of Swords. We have the Two of Cups. Okay. Eight of Swords, Two of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Okay. Eight of Swords, Three of Cups, Two of Pentacles. Okay. Okay. So, right off the bat, we've gone from the Seven of Swords in the first section here to the Eight of Swords now. And this is funny that I say from the beginning you weren't going to let the Seven of Swords energy hold you back. Okay. Funny that we're getting the energy of feeling trapped and hemmed in. I think this is something you might have feared happening for you. Okay? You don't want to be stuck. You don't want to be stuck, period. That's it. Okay? You were so sure. You've been feeling this surge of energy and you have to go with it. You don't get the choice. You're giving yourself the choice. Okay? And you're choosing to go with it. Okay? Better answer that second one here. Okay. However, you might be feeling trapped by the thought of being trapped. Ugh, no, I don't like that. I don't like that for you. You don't like that for yourself. I think that's fair to say. Okay. Um, this is a good time, if you're feeling the fear of being trapped. Okay. This might be a good time to reflect on the journey you've had so far. Okay. The journey you've had so far, I'm getting here with the Two of Cups energy because um, this is a chance to take what you know about what you're experiencing and amplify it in a way that allows you to integrate the knowledge you've picked up. Okay, fancy way of saying reflect on what you've learned. Okay, reflect on what you've learned, and if there is a situation where other people are involved, it's always a good time to ask their perspective on the situation. Okay, because they these other people, and make sure these are people you can trust. I feel like the situation is deeply personal for you. Um, Make sure that the people you're asking for perspective are people you trust. Okay, I feel compelled to say that not everybody gets the privilege or should have the privilege of knowing what this energy is, especially if you have a Seven of Swords energy. If there's some sense that there are people around you who don't have the best intentions for you, for your energy. Okay. Um, Trust your gut and don't be afraid to ask for help, because what you're trying to do is find the happy balance of what you know now, what you started with. There's a gap where that's being filled with information you're learning. Um, but know that it is your job now to integrate that information into what you have at your disposal. Okay. Um, Not easy. Okay. Highlighting the Three of Pentacles here. Not easy. You may need to ask for help. Don't be ashamed to do that. Okay. Don't be ashamed of that. But also know that this is a good time to be in a learning energy. Okay, we don't know where it's going. We're sure that we want to go with it. Okay, we don't know where it's going just yet. Okay, what else do we have? What else do you need here? All right, what else do we need? You know what? Let's go with that and that. Okay, let's see what we need here. Okay, got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, we've got the Seven of Wands. Okay, got the Seven of Wands. Okay, got the Seven of Wands. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay, the Ace of Wands. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the Three of Pentacles energy, because if you go back a little bit, you'll recall that I mentioned that not everybody should have the privilege of knowing your situation here. Okay, I think I'm going to confirm this with the Seven of Wands energy. The Seven of Wands is saying, you know, you may need to stand up for yourself. There may be some points in this journey where people come around you who don't like the fact that you're leveling up, who don't like the fact that you're making changes. That is a nerve-wracking possibility, because you might be coming from a place where your lack of, you know, you might not have felt as strong or as confident in yourself as you once, you know, your confidence has grown, and that's allowed you to change. Okay, let me pull up this Waking the Lion card. Your confidence has grown, and that's allowed you to change. This is good for you. Okay, this is really good news for you. Okay, unfortunately, not so much for the people who don't like you leveling up. Okay, and with the Seven of Wands, it's saying, I get to be here. I get to be here. I get to stand in my place. I get to I get to be where I am because I worked for this. Okay, I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy in the situation I just came from. Okay, I get to level up and I get to be here. I get to say, actually, I love you guys, but I have to do this for me. Okay, um, sometimes you got to do it for you. Okay, and this is just, you know, this is a period of time. It's a period of time that you've needed to be in. Okay, this is where you are on the wheel of your journey. Okay, um, it might not feel comfortable. This is weird. This is potentially a little bit gross. Okay, but you have to understand, you're meant to be here. Okay, you're meant to be here because you have this Ten of Cups energy here. Okay, this is beautiful. This is perfect. This is lovely. I love this for you. And I love that you're so determined to make the most of it. Okay, you're determined to make the most of it. And also, I'm feeling a lot of fire energy coming through. Got a lot of energy that might resonate with the fire signs. Okay, but Chariot, I don't know if it's actually tied to the element of fire, but I'm getting a lot of fire associated with this, and getting a lot of fire associated with this one. Don't think it's just because the color in the card, but again, a lot of fire energy, a lot of passion for whatever it is that's driving you forward. Here's what's coming. Okay, there's a new opportunity to channel this, to really make this pop and sparkle. Okay, you're throwing fresh fuel to your fire, and that is so beautiful. I love that so much. Okay, the trick, I think the trick here is to make sure that you don't put too much on it all at once. Okay, you know, you're moving. You're moving. I don't know if you can read what the words on that card here, aside from Ace of Wands. Um, the thing I like about this deck is it gives a little buzzword. You know, it gives the buzzwords for this card. Okay, so this could be career oriented. This could be you traveling. There's the sense of new beginning, and I love that. I love that. Okay, I love that for you. And I hope this lasts a little bit, because I do think this is well deserved. Okay? I really do think this is well deserved. Okay. So, let's see what else we need to see. Okay? What more do we need to see for our main energy here? Okay? What more do we need to see? Okay. What more do we need to see? Okay. Okay. Oh, beautiful. High Priestess. Ever there was a card for intuition, High Priestess is it. Okay, we've got the High Priestess. Okay. Got the High Priestess. Okay. We've got Death. Okay, we've got Death. Okay, we've got High Priestess. We've got Death. Okay, and we've got the Seven of Swords again. Okay. Well, shit. Actually, this is good. This is the good thing. It's a good thing because we're moving away from it. Our intuition, your intuition, has allowed you to take your intuition and the wisdom of your experience has allowed you to take this hurt, this pain, this deception, these ulterior motives, and you've taken them and transformed them to your advantage. I'm saying that because we have this death card. Now, this does not mean literal death. I want to be clear that it does not mean literal death. I pulled this card in a reading for a private client and they freaked out, which is fair. I think that's fair. However, it does not mean literal death. Okay? And it simply means that there's a transformation of energy from one form to another. This deceptive, malicious energy, whether you mean it consciously or subconsciously, it's not positive, not entirely positive, but it's changing. Okay, and it's changing because you're refusing to let it stay. You're refusing to let it stay in the form it is, in the form it's in right now. Okay, and what I mean by that is you have the wisdom of your past experience. Okay, you have the advantage of moving forward and learning new things about the situation. Okay, and you know how you are going to navigate that. You might not feel like that. You might not feel like, well, it's not obvious. Okay, sometimes it doesn't have to be obvious. Sometimes it's taking a pause and listening to that still small voice in your gut. Okay, and that, that's important. Okay, this is really important. Okay, we have the High Priestess, we have this intuition card. Follow that. Follow that. You're not giving, your energy isn't giving yourself a choice, because remember, we have the Chariot coming out in this too. Okay, we have the Chariot here. So you're going to move. Your energy is going to move. This is kind of an interesting, you could argue that it's a contradictory message, because on one hand you have slow down, listen to yourself. On the other side of that, you have go do it, move forward. Your energy is moving you in a specific direction. Okay, and you're going to have to take a pause to listen for listen for the next cues. Okay, listen for the next cues. Okay, so what's underneath all of that? Okay, that was our main energy. All of that was our main energy. What's hidden? Okay, what else do we need? There's more information. I want to know what it is. Okay, let's see what we need to see for our hidden energy. Okay, hidden, oh, love it. Love it. We've got the Magician. We've got the Magician. Oh, now I'm getting the goofiest smile on my face right now. We've got the Magician. Okay, we've got the Magician. Got the Magician. We've got the Four of Swords. Okay, we've got the Magician. We've got the Four of Swords. Okay. Magician, Four of Swords, Hermit. Okay, we've got the Hermit. Okay, we got the Hermit. Okay. Okay, and we have the we have the Four of Swords, but we have the Prince of Wands. I'm going to read this as the Knight of Wands. Okay, and look at that. Look at that. There's another lion symbol here. So, you could be resonating. Some of you have lion as your favorite animal. Okay, this motif has come up twice. Okay, again, I mentioned that you might be resonating with the fire signs, or there's definitely a lot of fire energy here. Okay, again, this is weird that this is coming up again, but I'm feeling a lot of internal strength coming through for some of you. Okay, again, like I said at the beginning, can't guarantee that we're going to see the strength card, but we do have our bonus reading and we do have some clarifying energy, so it could appear from one of our tarots. However, let's talk about our hidden energy here. This is so beautiful. I love that we're getting this energy because we have these messages of safety and peace, being at peace with our truth, the light of our truth, mastering our path. I love that. I love that. I love that we're getting the Hermit for this, because this path is uniquely ours, and it's uniquely ours. We've waited for this journey to really start. Okay, we've been on it for a while. We're living our lives. We're going through a lot. Let's be real. Okay, where do we fit into the larger context? Right? Where do we fit into the larger context? This is getting deep, doing the healing work, right? Following our gut, trusting our gut. Okay, and knowing above everything that we're safe. Okay, we've developed our sense of safety over this. Okay, over the course of this journey, we're safe. The road might look dangerous and rocky and uneven, and that's life, right? That's life. We're gonna face a lot of that, but we're safe. Okay, we're safe. We have, well, let's just get into it now. We have what we need at our disposal already. Okay, we have all the elements we need, and there is a unique, beautiful, extraordinary magic in all of us, right? It doesn't have to be woo woo, sparkly pretty all the time, right? But we're people, and we're capable of doing amazing things. Okay, what happens? Let me just pose the question here. What would happen if you followed your authentic truth wherever it led you? Hermit, Magician, you already have what it takes to do that. You have the High Priestess, you have the card for intuition. It's already there. It's already there. Your truth, your authenticity, is your most precious resource right now. Don't be afraid to follow that light, okay? Don't be afraid to follow that light. We have the Knight of Wands. Something is driving your inspiration. Something is making you feel deeply passionate about this time, okay? You've waited for this, and I think what is happening is very special for you, okay? Recall your inner strength, okay? Recall your inner strength. Recall the light of your truth. This is your time, okay? Hidden energy, this is your time, okay? Now let's clarify everything. What are we doing here? What are we doing with all of this? There's a stack of cards here. So what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it? Let's see what we need to see to clarify our hidden energy, our main energy. Let's go. Okay. I'm looking at the Page of Wands here. Okay, but we have the Knight of Swords. Oh yeah, we have the Knight of Swords. Beautiful. Love it. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. Okay. Knight of Swords, King of Pentacles, Knight of Wands. Okay. Oh, Knight of Wands. Okay. Knight of Wands. And the Six of Swords. Okay. Knight of Wands, Six of Swords. So, you know what? It's time to take action. It really is time to take action. And what's funny is I've done readings. I've done past readings this past week, and in a lot of those readings, we keep getting the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. Okay, something is inspiring you. Something is really firing you up. Okay, take action. Okay, time to take action on those ideas. Okay, time to take action on the ideas and go with the flow. Okay, that's exactly the theme of this reading. Go with the flow. Okay, you're fired up, you're driven, you're gonna do the work. Okay, fired up, you're driven, you're gonna do the work. Okay, but remember that you need to stay grounded and rooted while doing it. Okay, because it would be very easy getting there with the King of Pentacles. It would be very easy to put too much fuel on the fire right away. Okay, it would be very easy to let your thoughts get away from you, especially if you're feeling anxious over this situation. Okay, but it is, it's time to look at it's time to look at how you're going to actualize those ideas. Okay, because it feels as though you might be balanced on a razor's edge, or it feels like in past situations you've kind of been teetering on a razor's edge. Okay, and that's you want to put that energy down because there's so much going on, right? There's so much energy. There's so much really good, positive, inspiring energy, and you've worked for it. You've worked to make space to accept it. Okay, but you need to let yourself root the energy. Okay, to let yourself root the energy so you can really take action where you need to take action. Okay. Okay. Where I got to the on the razor's edge energy here is because this character, um, finely balanced, right? Um, finely balanced energy. Okay. Um, let yourself be rooted and balanced while you're doing this work. Okay. Okay. Let's pin the main reading for now. I do have the bonus reading, so let's see what we need to see for that. Okay. All right. I have some oracles. I have some tarot cards. Let's see our bonus oracle. Okay. What do we need to see? Okay. Okay. Well, we're going to start by looking at the card for hunger. Okay. Got hunger. Okay. Got hunger. Okay. We've got man holding a coin. We've got hunger. We've got man holding a coin. Okay. We've got breaking barriers, which says I'm expanding beyond limitations into joy and freedom. Okay. Okay. And we have into me I see. Okay. Okay. Well, here's what's interesting. The immediate thought I got here was that you could be physically hungry. Okay, in which case pause this video, go get some food and a drink, preferably water. Okay, you could be physically hungry, but I don't think that's exactly the case. Okay, because this hunger card, physical hunger, sure, but I feel like there's a spiritual hunger here as well. Okay, there's something here that says there's an emptiness that I need to fill. Okay, you're looking at your energy, you're looking at the things that you value, your morals, what you want from life. Okay, and there's this feeling of like, oh, I don't have that. I feel a little empty. Okay, feel a little empty because I'm looking at things that I might not want to keep around. Okay, might not want to keep around. Be careful. Okay, I'm feeling really, really compelled to say be careful. Okay, this man holding a coin has the connotation of someone who's very much about their finances. They're very concerned about money, taking care of themselves, paying their bills, getting things they need to survive. Okay. The risk that I feel some of you might be looking at is filling or trying to fill the hunger with things that aren't actually spiritually nutritious, if that makes sense. Like they're not filling you the way you thought they would. Okay. And if you're throwing money at a problem that doesn't feel like it's fixing itself, maybe it's time to look at what you're putting your money to. Okay. um, and with that reflection comes the opportunity to break those barriers down. Okay. They're changing, which is good. That's important. Okay. Um, but it's probably time to look at what you're look at what you're doing with your energy, figure out what you maybe can do better. Okay, that's your situation. I'm not trying to belittle or diminish anything, but we have the Oracle card. Maybe it's time to look. Okay, do it as you see fit. Please do it as you see fit. Okay. Um, let's see what we need to see from our bonus tarot. Okay. Okay. We have the Six of Swords. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Right. We have the Six of Swords. Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. Six of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay, Six of Swords, Queen of Swords. We have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, and we have the Four of Swords. Okay. Okay. So here's what I said about trying to fill the void with empty calories, empty spiritual calories here. Okay, you've been putting a lot of work, a lot of effort into something that isn't giving you results at all. Nothing is growing from this effort. Even though you are putting you are putting so much into this, and it's good to see, but it's not doing anything for you, is it? Right? You're not getting any juice out of that orange, right? If you can safely drink orange juice. Anyway, you gotta pause to really think about how much more you want to put into this thing. Okay. Now I feel like some of you might be feeling the sunk cost fallacy here, where you've really gone for it. You're up against a wall and you're like, no, I am just gonna push this over with my bare hands. Okay, but how's that working for you? Oh no, I'm sorry. I'm the same way. I'm stubborn as shit. Right? This is stubborn energy here. While that has served you to a point in this situation, it's not helping you right now. Okay? It's not helping you right now. It's time to put it down. Okay? It's time to put it down because frankly, you need a break. You need to give yourself a break. Okay? Give your heart a break, give your mind a break. Okay? This is all mental. We're going to talk about the cards here in terms of your mentality in this situation. Again, you've been putting so much effort, so much effort into this situation, okay? And it's really not getting you anywhere, right? Coming at the same thing from different angles, that's not really giving you the results you're looking for, okay? As badly as you wanted it, I don't know that it's going to work right now, okay? Time to put it down, okay? Give yourself a break. Put it down, give yourself a break, take yourself off the razor's edge. Okay, let me bring up the repeat card here because we have it in bonus, we have it in the main. Take yourself off the razor's edge. Okay, you've balanced this as best as you could, you've gotten as far as you could. Okay, it's time to put it down. Okay, it's time to put it down because you're not at a loss for ideas right now. Okay, you have this Queen of Swords, which is inspiration. You're smart, you're observant, you're protective. You need to protect your energy right now because there's a sense of you potentially burning yourself out mentally over this situation. That isn't what you want. Okay? I don't think that's what you want, especially if you are looking to make progress in other areas. Okay? So, that is it for this reading, guys. Thank you if you have made it here. I love you guys. I appreciate you. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, or concerns. I'm happy to help where I can. Get in touch. Yeah, get in touch with me if you'd like to. I will be back with another reading for you soon. Yeah, this is probably one of the last ones of the year that I'm going to make. So happy New Year. I hope your holidays have been great. But thank you so much for being here, guys. I will see you in the next one. Until then, stay safe and stay blessed. I'll see you very soon. Bye, everybody.